as we continue to have a lot of fun and get more comfortable with the command line interface and how to navigate it, whether it's a switch or a router, the skills that we're gaining by getting that hands-on practice are going to make us faster and better, not only at the initial configuration of Cisco routers and switches, but also troubleshooting. I mean, when push comes to shove and the network's not functioning and we need to troubleshoot it, having that hands-on practice is going to be like playing the piano, meaning a person who plays the piano really well and they practice it, when it comes time to do it, they don't have to consciously think about it. It becomes almost second nature as far as playing. And that's what we want to happen with us as we're working with Cisco routers and switches at the command line. So in this lab, here's what I've done for us. I've put together a topology where we're going to have the opportunity to practice most of the skills that we've had so far in this set of videos and labs in one lab, kind of a final review, if you will. I also wanted to introduce the idea of change. What do you mean, Keith, change? Well, not every network is going to be the same. And sometimes networks change their schemes. They change IP addressing, they change the way they're set up. And so in this lab, I'm going to use slightly different IP addresses as part of our task. And that way, we're making a conscious effort as far as what we're configuring on the devices and not just getting muscle memory for the same set of IP addresses over and over again. So all that and more is coming up right now in this hands-on lab. Let me share with you the topology and also the tasks, and then we'll get right to work. So for this lab, I've reset most of the work that we've done previous, and I'd like to focus our energy here on R1 and Core 1 as if they are new devices that we've just been asked to configure. So router 1 is here, Core 1 is here in our topology, and in the lab I've got tabs available for each of those. You can go right to the console port by clicking on the tab. And here's what I'd like you to do for these two devices, router 1 and this multi-layer switch. Configure host names on each of them. Configure IP addresses on each of them. So I want you to do one IP address on interface VLAN 1 on the multi-layer switch called Core 1, and one IP address on the gig 00 interface, this one right here, on router 1. And go ahead and use these IP addresses respectively to configure that. Then I'd like you to configure a message of the day banner on each of those devices, and also enable synchronous logging on the console ports. So that way when you're configuring things, it'll automatically repaint the line if there's a console message that comes up, so you can actually see more clearly what you're configuring. And then also I'd like you to disable DNS lookups on these two devices as well. Now as a test, once it's all configured, we should be able to ping between R1 and Core 1 with these IP addresses if it's set up correctly. So that, my friend, is our task at hand. And in the previous videos up to this point, we gave you the tasks and then we said go at it, and then we did a walkthrough together. And here's how this final lab is going to be a little bit different than the previous ones that led up to it as part of this set of videos and labs. And that is, I'm not going to do the walkthrough. What? You're not going to do the walkthrough? Well, each of these commands we've done in one form or another previously in these sets of videos and labs. So it's now your opportunity, without training wheels, to go ahead and make these configuration changes and then verify them. So if you have any questions on, okay, what's the command for this or what's the command for that, I would encourage you to use context-sensitive help. And if you need to, you're certainly welcome to take a look at the previous videos where we did the walkthrough for each of the individual tasks. So I'm going to leave the topology up for a few moments along with some music after the tagline, which is this. I hope this has been informative for you, and I'd like to thank you for viewing.